Hello, Larry from Hagemeister Enterprises. Wanted to talk about the GM One Wire Alternators today. We have a lot of issues with these in regards to people hooking them up and they don't turn on right away. It takes some engine RPM to make them charge. And they don't quite understand why that is. And today I thought I'd explain that to you. This is the components of a one wire alternator here. Just the stator assembly and the rotor assembly and the back frame, just because I want to show you how that functions. One of the reasons why they turn on at different speeds is because when the stator assembly is over the rotor like this air gap, or what this operates and turns in, is the issue. Depending on that air gap and how close a tolerance it is going to determine a lot of times how fast the alternator turns on. So if that air gap is quite large, usually it takes a lot of RPM to make the alternator charge. Unfortunately, we don't always know what that air gap is going to be, considering components are manufactured in different places. This happens to be a reclaimed rotor, which has been cleaned up, tested good, and it's in good shape. What I want to show you here is this is a Gauss meter. A Gauss meter measures magnetism. And this particular rotor has been in an alternator working, and this particular one here has never been used. It's been manufactured, the pole pieces pressed together, the coil winding in there, and it's ready for an alternator. It doesn't fit this particular one, but it doesn't matter. What we're after is to show you what the magnetism is. So if we take this Gauss meter and we put it right on top of the rotor, you can see that needle move as I pass it by the pole pieces of the rotor. It turns. It moves. We're not concerned with how much. We know that this rotor has magnetism in it. And when we turn it past the north and south poles, it changes direction on the needle. This one's been used. It has magnetism in it. This particular one has never been used. Look at, no movement. There's no magnetism in that metal. That's because this coil has not been charged. The coil has been not charged across these slip rings to put magnetism in this rotor coil. That's why this is a good demonstration to show you that there is none in here. So if you were to assemble an alternator, it would not turn on until you presented magnetism in here by 12 volts or whatever voltage you're using. But the point is, again, nothing here, but then on a rotor that does have magnetism, it does show the magnetism in the pole pieces. And so you put an alternator together and chances are this will charge as a one wire, but this one will never turn on until you excite it, which would be turning on the power to the regulator to power it up. So I hope that answers your questions.